Today I've got some absolutely deadly moves for you that are going to be really unexpected for your defender, which is going to make it pretty easy for you to beat them as long as you take a few minutes to master these moves. I've taught these to a lot of players, and if you follow the tips I'm going to give you in this video, they're going to help you a lot too. And everything starts from a half spin, probably one of the most underused, unexpected, and versatile moves you can have in your game. I've got you covered in this video with a bunch of different things to do to come out of it, so you got a way to beat your defender no matter how they guard you, especially if you stay tuned to the end, because that's where things are going to go to that next level and give you options galore. Coach Muench with Get Handles Basketball, where we train harder and smarter so you can play like the pros. If that's something you're looking to do, subscribe and click that bell icon to catch the newest videos. The half spin, let's just cover some details and make sure we got it right. Whichever hand dribbles, we're going to pull that same side foot back. So think about the foot and the basketball being attached by a string, okay? When that moves, pulling back, dribbling the ball down. You want to make sure when you dribble the ball down, you don't come too far out here, because that could get the ball stolen. You want to put the ball more here in between your legs or slightly in front of the foot that we're having attached by a string. So that way you have protection, and it'll help sell enough of a fake to the defender like you're spinning to come this way. And defenders from the get-go from this won't really see this coming because they don't really see a lot of players do half spins. Usually it's just the full spin. So what we're going to do from there is pop the dribble back down. Make sure you dribble there, because sometimes I see players pull the ball back and then they'll go here, and 95% of the time the way they're doing it, it's a carry. Make sure you pop it down and then push it back forward. That right there is option number one. So to come from this to blow by your defender. Just like the spin move, this is best when you're tight to your defender for it to work. If you're too far, it won't work out so hot for you. Click that like button if these tips help, and leave me a comment, say this helps. Okay, so you hit your defender up with that once or twice. Here's where things start getting crazy. So we're gonna come from this, and next time they're gonna be like, okay, I think I know he's gonna come back this way, and they're gonna try to cut you off. You got a bunch of different options out of there. The first is to go into a crossover. So pulling it back, pushing it forward. And sometimes you'll see guys like Kyrie and Chris Paul, James Harden, they'll come right from this dribble back here, pivot forward, and go all the way into the crossover. That's a nasty way to get guys back. You can also do that with these variations I'm gonna give you, but keep in mind your hand positioning, number one, so you gotta pop this dribble hard enough so you don't have to carry, and that's number two, make sure you don't carry when you do this, because since you're pulling the basketball in such a big motion in one dribble, a lot of players might achieve that by putting their hand under the basketball. And also keep in mind, just because it might look unusual, some refs or players you're playing pickup with might call that a carry. But the variations you can do with it are to come from that and go into it between the legs instead. So same footwork, just putting the ball between the legs. You could also come from that and go into a behind the back. You could also come from that and go reverse between the legs. A lot of little options. Just some things to keep in mind is the between the legs will give you a little protection with this leg. The reverse between the legs will give you a little protection with this leg. Typically the regular between the legs is probably your better option of the two. And then the behind the back is going to give you a ton of protection over the basketball. And I'll give you options of ways to get past your defender. The behind the back is the best though for when the defender's still real tight to you as you're coming back forward. Leave me a comment. Let me know one NBA player you've seen kill some dudes with this half spin move. I know I've got two that have used it quite a bit. Next option is deadly. We're going to come from this half spin and we're going to go right into an inside out. A lot going on there. You'll want to pay attention to the details, and you might want to change things for this, and also for the last move. This is a good tip. So when you come from this dribble and this dribble, on the last one we talked about you want to go in a crossover, you might want to take one more quick low dribble to make it fast before you go into that crossover. Same with this move. You can come from this and bring it and go right to that inside out to sell an unexpected fake, but you might want to take one more dribble here to help fake that crossover. The way it'll end up working out with the footwork is you probably, unless you have really good footwork and a good float on that dribble, you probably won't be able to get their typical out jab with that opposite foot on the inside out. It'll be more of a step and a lean with this foot. Just make sure you're taking that step and kind of angling that foot in that direction and that knee in that direction, and you're leaning that way to sell the fake. and then push the basketball back out to the side. And you can use it as a side step to kind of read your options, create space for shots, or you could change that inside out to make it to come more forward to get past your defender. Next two options are crazy and deadly, and then the last option is going to be actually one of the easiest ones, but it's going to have you covered for the one other way defenders might guard you on this. And then at the end, I'm going to have the ways to give you unlimited options with this. For this one, we're going to switch things up with something really unexpected. So we keep beating them this way, beating this way, beating this way, or at least turning back this way out of this half spin and then going into something. So they start to expect that, right? So how about we give them something that throws them off? We're gonna pull the ball back, dribble the basketball straight back down and start to lean our shoulders this way like we're about to come back that way, and then pull the ball back into an actual spin move. We're kind of coming from that half spin into a spin. Hand position is gonna be huge on this. So I'm gonna start this flipped around so you can see what it's gonna look like. So we're gonna come here, lean our shoulders this way, so our hand's gonna kind of come over the top of the basketball and then pull it out. So if you'll notice, it's almost like an inside out motion. It's boom, and then just pulling it back more. So in an inside out, you would typically push it forward. Here we're gonna push it back. So over the top, pull it back. All together, it would look like this. Boom, boom, blow by your defender. Next option is really crazy. We're gonna come from this, pull it back, come back forward, and then we're gonna go into an actual spin move out of it. The only thing you really gotta keep in mind is your half spin remains the same. As soon as you come back forward with this dribble, you wanna start to bring this opposite foot forward a little bit to make it seem like you're gonna come this way. You want your hand to come in front of the basketball to put yourself in position to pull the ball back into the spin move without losing it. Don't actually cuff it like I'm doing here though. And then pull the ball back, same foot moves back, but we're gonna do more of a 3/4 spin step with that to start to get past our defender and then switch hands. So all together, coming here, here, here. Next one, and then I'll give you the unlimited ways to beat your defender, is to go from this, boom, right into a jump shot. So you can either come right from that dribble and pivot around into the jump shot, or if you need to, just take one more dribble to get yourself a second to square your feet up. But if you can get into it without that extra dribble, that'll speed things up and help you get the shot off a little more easily. And this is one you'll want to use when your defender is just kind of backing off of you because they're sick of you beating them. So once they see you coming here, they just shy away real far, give you space, just turn around and take that shot. Obviously, not all these moves are gonna work every single time, right? You're gonna need counter moves from there. This YouTube video is the perfect answer. It's got one dribble crossover, so just regular crossover, but doing them with different hand positions, footwork, so you have ways of creating space, getting past your defender, protecting the basketball, whatever it is you need to do, that video's got you covered. Click that like button, the subscribe button, and the bell icon to catch the newest videos, and I will see you in that video next.